Hi there and welcome to this 131st live Q&A session, and this session is powered by Lenovo Vibe. And to post your questions you have to post it via Twitter and just use the hashtag that is known as askgeekyranjit. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. And I already can see quite a few of the questions. Let me just check if the audio is working perfectly and we'll continue. Give me a second, guys. Yes, it's working. And the first question that I got was from Farah Khan. And guys, I have the new Moto G4 Plus with me. So any questions? It's just been about 1 day since I've put my primary SIM on this. Using this phone for the past 2 days, but with my primary SIM only for a day. So you can ask some questions. Whatever feedback I have till now, I'll share with you guys. Anyways, the first question I got was from Farah Khan. And the question goes like this: in your opinion, what would be better, the Samsung Galaxy A8 or the J7? I feel that the Samsung Galaxy A8 is a better handset. The build quality is actually a lot better than J7, and also the A8 actually, you people don't realize, the A8 actually has a lot more sensors compared to the Galaxy J7. Let's move to the next question. And this is from Vibhor. He is asking, what's your opinion about Moto G4 Plus 3GB model versus the Redmi Note 3, which is better phone for the price? Again, as I've told, I've just started testing this. Overall, I like the phone. The fingerprint scanner is really responsive, very fast, I have to say. And overall, the phone is working very well, I would say. The biggest problem that I had last year with the Moto G3 and even the Moto G Turbo, if you recall, was the screen quality. The screen quality right now on this one, at least the G4 Plus, is actually really good in my opinion. And overall, it's working fine. But again, I didn't do any heavy gaming with this, so I'm not sure how will the Snapdragon 617 chipset handle it, and I don't know if it will exhibit any overheating issues, because if you recall, the Snapdragon 615 had that overheating issues when you were stressing it. I've been using it normally, I would say, for normal use with my primary SIM for a day, and with that normal use I'm not facing any overheating issues as of now, but I need to test it with some heavy games and then only I can comment. Technically, on paper, this Redmi Note 3 has a much powerful processor, that is the Snapdragon 650 SoC. So overall, I feel both are slightly different. With the Moto devices, we get that pure Android experience, and obviously we'll get Android updates a lot faster. So again, guys, let me actually test the gaming performance to check if it exhibits any heating issues. So let's move to the next one. Sahil is asking, will I be reviewing the LG G5? If it's launching officially in India, I'll definitely try to review it. Let me again check the audio, guys, for a second. That's nice, fine. Now this is by Mr. Singh. He says, now as the Moto G4 Plus is released, is it worth to buy the Lenovo Vibe X3? The Lenovo Vibe X3 is a more powerful device, guys. It is having the Snapdragon 808 chipset, whereas the chipset on this Moto G4 is the Snapdragon 617, which is not as powerful as the Snapdragon 805. And I feel the Vibe X3 would be better if you particularly are very picky about sound quality. The sound quality on the Vibe X3 is way better, even from the headphone jack as well as from the speakers. We have just one front firing speaker on this Moto G4 Plus, which is near the earpiece, and the speaker is the same. So it's just a mono speaker, and the speaker quality is just okay, I would say. So if you listen to a lot of music and you are very picky about music, then I would lean over the Vibe X3. The Vibe X3 sound output is a lot better. But in terms of fingerprint scanner, I have to say the fingerprint scanner on this Moto G4 Plus is way more responsive than the fingerprint scanner that we have on the Vibe X3. Also, the biggest difference would be regarding the Android updates. Yes, the Vibe X3 is also, it's not completely stock Android, but again, so the Android updates will be delayed on the Vibe X3, but as this is a Moto device, again, almost stock Android experience that we have on this one. So the updates will be a lot faster. Also, in terms of in-hand feel, I feel if you hold both the devices, the Vibe X3 as well as this Moto G4 Plus, definitely the Vibe X3 feels a lot more premium to hold. Let's move to the next question. Again, getting a lot of Moto G4 related questions. And guys, thank you. Just we started this live Q&A session, and already I can see that 723 users are live. So big thumbs up for that. So anyways, let's continue. What was this? This is by Imran. He's asking Moto G4 Plus Zook Z1 in terms of camera and battery. This is the Zook Z1, guys, and I was actually using the Zook Z1 as my primary phone before using this Moto G4, and I used it with my primary SIM for 7 days, and I have to say I really like the Zook Z1. In terms of build quality, I feel the Zook 1 gets my vote. It's slightly on the heavier side. Again, it has a bigger battery, so obviously in terms of battery life, I would say the battery life you'll get better on this Zook Z1. But in terms of camera, I have to do side-by-side comparison. But from what I had taken some snaps, I feel the camera is a lot better on this Moto G4 Plus. In fact, I would suggest that you watch the unboxing and overview video that I posted just a couple of hours ago on my channel. There I posted a lot of sample shots that I shot with this Moto G4. And I have to say, the camera is one of the biggest strengths that I've noticed with this Moto G4 Plus. It's a strange name, Moto G4 Plus. Anyways, so I hope that info helps. This is by Ravi Teja. He's asking Moto G4 Plus versus Mi 5. Your opinion, is the Snapdragon 617 pathetic when compared to Snapdragon 820? Obviously, you simply cannot compare the Snapdragon 820's performance with the Snapdragon 617. Obviously, the Snapdragon 820 is better. I think so. You're talking about the Mi 5. But again, watch my Mi 5 review that I posted a few weeks ago. The Mi 5 in my testing, at least here in Hyderabad with Airtel 4G, is having major network issues. So that was the biggest flaw that I was having. And I've told you, you guys in that review, I will be again revisiting the Mi 5 after next month. Maybe by that time we'll get some updates that might fix the network issue. So, but if you just compare the chipsets, obviously the Snapdragon 820 will just crush the Snapdragon 617 chipset. Anyways, guys, let's move to the next one. Let me refresh the questions. This is a strange question. Let me take this. This is by Pinkesh Jain. He's asking G4 Plus and Zook Z1 camera better than Mi 5, Nexus 5X in terms of performance and value. In terms of camera, I feel the Nexus 5X in artificial lighting and low lighting conditions would do better than the Zook Z1. And even the, I feel, I'm not very sure about the G4 Plus. I have to do side-by-side comparison. I'll try to do, but definitely in low lighting condition, it will beat the Zook Z1's camera, because the Nexus 5X has the same camera module that we find in the Nexus 6P, and it does brilliant in low lighting and indoor lighting condition. Mi 5 is mixed, I would say mixed results. The Nexus 5X will again be better in low lighting situations than the Mi 5, but I have to test side by side. I'll try to do that, guys. Camera comparison, to take some shots with the Mi 5 and with this Moto G4 Plus, and try to post it on Twitter. So just follow me on Twitter. I'll try to do that later on. Just post those two images, and then you guys can decide which one is doing better in the same lighting conditions. Let's move. This is by Mr. Chaudhary. He's asking, please suggest me some camera apps for my Redmi Note 3 which provides better manual controls. I specifically didn't try any manual camera apps on the Redmi Note 3, but just check out 4 or 5 months ago, I posted a video that was on the Nexus 6P must-have apps for your stock Android or Nexus phone, something like that title. In that, I actually tested a couple of camera apps. I think so. Just check out those apps also. Even with the Zook Z1, I have to say, with the default camera app that we get, you don't get very good quality pictures in artificial lighting because it tries to overexpose. So again, even with the Zook 1, I would suggest, if you have the Zook 1 or planning to buy the Zook 1, use a third-party camera app, especially if you take pictures in indoor lighting conditions. So again, check out that video. I posted about 4 or 5 months. Just search my channel. You'll find that. I hope that helps. This is by Milan. He's asking about Moto G4, Redmi Note 3 and the Leica LE1S comparison. I won't be touching the Lico LE1S again. I've already posted a lot of videos on that. Even the Eco, what is there, it's the same thing. It's just the processor is underclocked. So I might do a comparison video with the regular Eco and the LE1S, but the G4 and the Redmi Note 3, yes. Guys, tell me which one. Moto G4, obviously the Plus, then Redmi Note 3. Tell me about 3 devices in which you want a camera comparison. I'll try to do that. Take some random shots with all the 3 different phones, and then I'll try to post a video in the next couple of days. Let's move to the next one. Oops, where did it go? Okay. This is by Aditya. He's asking a computer related question. He is asking, is the MacBook Air 13-inch enough for 1080p video editing? Certainly you can do video editing, Aditya, even with the MacBook Air. Again, you didn't tell me, do you do video editing daily, on a daily basis? Then I would suggest that you invest in a better laptop. But yeah, if you do casual video editing, you can obviously do that at 1080p without any issues. Whenever I travel, actually I do my editing on the MacBook Air, and it works, I would say. But again, if you're doing very heavy video editing every day, day in and day out, then I would suggest the MacBook Pro, because there are 2 things. First thing is, obviously the MacBook Pro is a faster machine. The second most important thing is that the screen on the MacBook Pro is a lot better. The screen quality on the MacBook Air is not that great. So the accuracy in the colors is simply not that great on the MacBook Air, whereas the screen quality on the MacBook Pro is very good. And I feel you need to have a very good quality screen if you're doing video editing. That's my frank opinion. Let me check the audio, guys. It's working. Thanks. Okay, this is by Arpit. He is again asking a Moto G4 question. Does the Moto G4 Plus have a capacitive fingerprint scanner, or do we have to press a button? No, it's just a capacitive button that we have. Let me actually maximize this and show you guys. It's just, this is the button, and this is actually not a physical button. You just tap in and it unlocks. It's a capacitive button, so it doesn't depress. And the only thing that it works for is for fingerprint locking. You can't even use it as a home key, which is sort of very surprising. You have to use the virtual buttons on the screen for home, etc. So the only function of this button is for fingerprint unlocking, and it's a capacitive button. Let's move. Praveen is asking, is the Moto G4 Plus water resistant? In the press release, Motorola only said that the Moto G4 has nano coating. That means it's sort of splash proof, but not, that means it's not waterproof. But yeah, if accidentally some water falls on it and stuff, it should be fine. They say that it has nano coating. Akshay Dey is asking, let me take this question. When you'll name the secret phone that you were talking about? The secret phone that I was talking currently about is this Moto G4 Plus. So I posted its unboxing just today. This is by Harsha. He's asking which one would be better, OnePlus 2 or the Moto G4 Plus or the iPhone 5s. Don't go for the iPhone 5s, guys. It's old. It's done. Why do you want to buy an iPhone 5s now? Okay, if you want the OnePlus 2, again, I would suggest that you wait, because very strong rumors that the OnePlus 3 is going to launch anytime. Maybe just next month we might be seeing the OnePlus 3. So don't go for the OnePlus 2 also. So if you have that kind of budget, obviously if you're talking about OnePlus 2, that means you have a budget of about 25,000. So just wait for the OnePlus 3 that will be launching next month, and then you can decide what you want. Again, I'm getting a lot of questions. You guys want me to compare the ZUK Z1, Redmi Note 3 and the Moto G4 Plus. Again, guys, as I've told you, I've just started testing this Moto G4 Plus a day ago. So comparing them at this very early stage, I feel it's not a fair thing. So just give me some time. I'll definitely try to post a video later on. What I can give you right now is in terms of this is the Redmi Note 3, this is the Moto G4 Plus, and this is the ZUK Z1. In terms of just build quality and in-hand feel, I would say I would give the first vote to this ZUK Z1. I feel in terms of battery life, again, this is my initial assessment. The Redmi Note 3 might would be the first position. Second position would be this ZUK Z1. The ZUK Z1 also gets very good battery life, almost 6.5 hours of screen on time. And last position in terms of battery life would be the Moto G4 Plus. Don't get me wrong, the battery life is not bad. It'll last you for a full working day, but compared to these other devices have better battery life. And all the phones are sort of snappy. I did not face any lagging issues with any of these phones. But as I've told you guys, I have to check if the Snapdragon 617 on this Moto G4 Plus exhibits any heating issues. Let's move. This is by Pintu Thakur. He's asking, does the Moto G4 have a better display like the Zook Z1 or the Vibe X3? It does not have that high quality display as the Vibe X3. The Vibe X3 has 100% NTSC gamut, which is sort of pretty rare, I would say. But I would say the screen quality on the Moto G4 Plus is actually really good. It's not like the earlier Moto devices where I used to always complain. If you watched my Moto G Turbo review or the Moto G3 review, I always complained about the screen quality. That is not the case with this Moto G4 Plus. But again, you just can't compare it with the screen quality of the Vibe X3 in my frank opinion. And guys, before we continue, let me... Lenovo, our sponsor for this Q&A, has a question. So you guys just answer this question. I'll actually just tweet about this question. So they wanted to know if you have about 3,000 rupees and you can upgrade one aspect of your smartphone, which one would it be? One is chipset, second is RAM, third is battery, or the last is camera. And guys, the poll is actually live now, so you can vote. And I just hope that Lenovo takes whatever feedback you guys give and takes that into consideration. And hopefully we'll get better handsets later on. So anyways, let's quickly move. What was this? Okay, this is an interesting question. This is by Pintu Thakur again. Okay, let me show you the question. He says, does the Moto G4 have, okay, display was fine. Okay, second part of the question I didn't answer. How is the sound output from the earphone on the Zook Z1? Actually, I was actually very surprised. I really like the sound output that you got from the headphone jack of this ZUK Z1. I'm really enjoying the output that you're getting from the headphone jack. The speakers are not that loud, but the output from the headphone jack is actually really good. And these days I'm using this one to listen to the music at night. So I hope that helps. I did also listen to the music with the Moto G4, but if we compare, I would say I would give the slight edge to the headphone jack quality on this Zook Z1 compared to the Moto G4 Plus. Somebody is asking about power bank. Ambrain, I have never used it, so simply cannot comment about it. If anybody knows about Ambrain power bank, help Akshay. This is by Gautam. He's asking an interesting question. Does the ZUK Z1 overheat in normal usage, and is there any protection glass on the Zook one? The ZUK Z1 has a glass protection, but I just don't recall what was it on my head, but it has some protection. And with regular usage, I did not notice overheating. As I've mentioned already, I've been using this one as my primary phone for the last 7 days with my primary SIM, and with my regular usage, with the regular apps and stuff and usage, I did not face any overheating issues or anything like that. The only place where I did exhibit that it was getting a little bit hot was with continuous gaming, and in fact I've already posted my gaming review last week. You can check out for that. But in regular normal usage, I did not experience any overheating with the ZUK Z1. Let's move. And again guys, live about 874 users. Thumbs up for that. So let's quickly move to the next question. This is by Naman Jain. It's a very peculiar question. He's asking, is it a good idea to switch from the Redmi Note 3 to the Moto G4 Plus? Naman, why do you want to do this? Are you not happy with this Redmi Note 3? Because I feel that Redmi Note 3 is also a very good device. Are you having any specific problem? I know that earlier there was a problem with the Redmi Note 3. If you used a BSNL or MTNL SIM card, particularly those users were having problems with data. So are you on that network and having problems? Because frankly, I would say I don't see a huge move if you're happy with the Redmi Note 3. Yeah, in one aspect, I would say this Moto G, where is this Moto? This, I'll just call it the G4 Plus. The G4 Plus goes ahead, I feel, is in the camera department. I feel in terms of camera performance, it might be better than the Redmi Note 3. But apart from that, you won't notice any, what do you say, speed boost or something if you upgrade to the G4 Plus. Yes, the advantage with the Moto devices is that it's almost stock Android. So if you want to ditch the Redmi Note 3, just hate MIUI, then you can. But apart from that, I don't see a huge compelling reason in my frank opinion. Let's move. This is by Muhammad Imran. He's asking, can the old flagship chipset 801 compete with the new mid-range chipset 617? Frankly speaking, it will beat the shit out of the Snapdragon 617, I feel. The Snapdragon 801, guys, you don't understand. It's a very powerful chipset. Still, it's a very powerful chipset. And it has having a very powerful GPU. That's the Adreno 330 GPU. In fact, just last week, you watched the video that I posted on this ZUK Z1. Just watch the gaming review that I did with it. It played all the games that I threw on it. Heavy games, even like Asphalt 8, Nova 3, and FIFA, whatnot. We played, and it played all the games without even one hint of any lag. In fact, FIFA 16 and Nova 3 lag even on this Redmi Note 3 at times. That is having the Snapdragon 650 chipset. So obviously the Snapdragon 801 chipset is a faster chipset than the Snapdragon 617. Anyways, guys, let's move. Akshay Singh is asking, should I buy a Spectrum-based smartphone? Your views on that? Don't. Just don't. The rubbish chipset. Yeah, I know Samsung has used that chipset on the Galaxy J3, and that was one of the main reasons I didn't even bother to review the Samsung Galaxy J3. Just don't buy that, okay? It's a horrible chipset, slow, and again, right now it is okay, but afterwards, many of the developers won't even optimize stuff for that. So just ignore it. Let's move. Again, many of you are asking Moto G4 versus Zook versus Redmi Note 3. Just give me some time, guys, more. I have to test the gaming and the heating issues if those are present on that. And let me just quickly refresh the questions, guys. Okay. This is by Akshay Pandey. He's asking Nexus 6P versus the iPhone 6s. Which one should I buy? Personally, I would say go with the Nexus 6P if you can handle the size of the Nexus 6P. This Nexus 6P is a wide phone. Some people don't like that. So just go to any local shops. Many of the local shops like Reliance and even Chroma, I believe, are stocking the Nexus 6P. So go there, handle it. If you can handle the, size of this device, go with the Nexus 6P, because iPhone 6s is already too outdated, guys. Right now the new iPhone will come, and even in camera department, this Nexus 6P will beat the shit out of iPhone 6s camera. This is a very tricky question. RF is asking, but I'll take it. And again, this is based on my initial assessment. He's asking which camera will be your pick between the Lenovo ZUK Z1 or the Moto G4 Plus. With the picks that I've shot RF, I definitely feel the G4 Plus, that is the Moto G4 Plus, has a better camera compared to the Zook Z1. Motorola has done a fabulous job with the camera. I in fact didn't believe the camera performance of this Moto G4 Plus. That's why I in fact tweeted also, and I didn't mention which phone was that. And many of you guys actually tweeted back replying HTC 10 or LG G5 or whatnot. So the camera performance is actually really good on this G4 Plus. Aryan is asking which is the best smartphone in the range of 15,000. As of now, we have actually a lot of choices, and the good thing is now we have a lot of phones. My picks would be the Redmi Note 3, the ZUK Z1, and probably I have to still test this Moto G4 Plus. If it doesn't exhibit any overheating issues, then this one will also be a very good phone. But if camera is your highest priority, I would lean over the G4 Plus. As of now, I feel this one has the best camera quality. But I didn't actually test it with video. I have to test how good it shoots video. I'm talking about static pictures. Let's move. JIT is asking about Fitbit Surge or Pebble Steel. JIT, I'll also be reviewing, I'll be testing the Fitbit Surge soon. So you know my policy, I just don't like to comment about products without testing. I'm using the Pebble Steel right now, and I like the Pebble Steel. I have used a lot of smartwatches, very fancy ones using Tizen, that is Gear S2 from Samsung, and even the Moto 360. I had the first generation Moto 360. I got the second generation also for review. I used that also. But the biggest problem with regular smartwatches, what I had was the battery life was sort of pathetic. And we are so busy, and you got to charge it every day. And I used to forget and used to die. With this Pebble Steel, yes, it's not as fancy as a regular, smartwatch. It doesn't even have a touchscreen. You have to use these buttons. I got a notification email. You have to use the buttons, but the battery life is sort of amazing. You can get about 7 to 8 days of battery life on a single charge. And it shows you all the notifications that you get on the phone. It does not miss that. So for me, a smartwatch is getting notifications. Battery life should be good. And this is one strange thing that I liked on the Pebble. I didn't think that that would be the selling point, but now they have really improved the health aspects of it, and it's tracking number of steps that I take, and it's also tracking the sleep. I wear it while sleeping also, so it's tracking all those things also. So again, I will try to test this Fitbit Surge, but as of now, if you're just looking for a smart watch, I like the Pebble Steel over the other counterparts like the Android Wears, like the Moto 360s and whatnot, because simply the battery life is simply not that great on those ones. Let's quickly move, guys. Let me have some water. Rahul Nair is asking which smartphones excel in memory management. I have noticed that the smartphones generally which are close to stock Android excelled in memory management. For in fact, the OnePlus One also memory management was very good. Then this obviously the Nexus 6P has very good memory management. The Zook Z1 also, which I was testing, used it as my primary phone for last 7 days. Memory management was very good. So I feel generally the stock phones, the phones that are close to stock Android have very good Android memory management, I would say. Generally with the skins, the memory management goes for a 6. But for a change, I would say on this S7 Edge also, I'm not facing any critical issues with memory management. But yeah, it has 4 gigabytes of RAM. It's not as bad as the memory management that I faced with the Note 5 or the S6. Let's move. This is by Tariq. One second. He's asking about, can you recommend me a good gaming device under rupees 10,000 for gaming? I feel for under 10,000 for gaming, you should have a look at the Redmi Note 3. Even the 2 gigabyte RAM variant would suffice your needs, and it does very well in gaming. Let me check the audio, guys. It's working. And okay, this is an interesting question. Let me show you. This is by Anandoa Dutt. He says, saw your G4 Plus unboxing. The design seems to be a deal breaker. Your views. Using G2 and the design looks ugly. The first thing is you shouldn't compare this G4 Plus with the regular Moto G. The regular Moto G4 will be launched later on. This is a big device. This is having a 5.5 inch screen now. And I think so this is sort of the replacement for the Moto X Play. Yes, I don't like the fact that they have made this back now flat. I used to also like the curved back we had on the regular Moto Gs, like the Moto G2, Moto G3. So yes, they have tweaked the design a little bit. But it is really light, I would say. What I immediately felt after picking up this device was how light the device is. So you can wait for the regular G4. Again, I don't have the regular G4 and I haven't got a chance also of checking it out, so I can't comment about the regular G4. But yeah, the design language has changed, especially the back. I miss that back curve that we had on the regular G3. This is by Dr. Solanki. He's asking Lenovo Vibe X3 versus Nexus 5X. No use of the camera. Mr. Solanki, if you don't use the camera, then definitely I would suggest the Lenovo Vibe X3 over the Nexus 5X, because the screen quality is way better. In-hand feel is way better. Battery life is way better. The only thing is that with the Lenovo Vibe X3, you won't get those fast Android updates that you get with the Nexus 5X. So my pick, I've used both the devices, would be the Vibe X3. This is by Abhishek. He's asking, which phone should I buy under rupees 20,000 and which one would you prefer between the Moto G4 or the Redmi Note 3? Again, I like both. I actually like the Redmi Note 3 also and the Moto G4 Plus. I'm testing. I don't have the regular Moto G4. If I was given only choice to pick a phone under 15,000, my budget, I would go with the Lenovo ZUK Z1 instead of both the Moto G4 or the Redmi Note 3. That will be my personal pick. But again, if camera is your highest priority, I feel the Moto G4 Plus camera is the best. So again, it depends upon your needs, I would suggest. Let's move. Let's move. This is by Sukesh. I'll take this question, a trolling question, but I'll take it. He's telling, I'm now a fan of your acting using the Moto G4 Plus for a week. Still tweeted about leak images of the G4. It's embargo, guys. I can't reveal if it's an embargo. And if I would have leaked it, somebody would have lost a job because of my stupidity. Okay, so I just don't want to do stupid stuff, and because of me somebody loses his job. So there is a trust factor that is there. So there was an embargo. That means you cannot talk about the device till a certain moment, and you have to actually honor it. Some people break that and get a lot of views and stuff, but I'm not that kind of a person. This is by Hatem. He's asking, which one is better, Lenovo Vibe P1 or the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3? Obviously, the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 is miles better than the Vibe P1. Just go with the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3. Let me just quickly refresh. And guys, I'll be just taking a last couple of questions. It's over 30 minutes now. This is by Pratik. Again, I'm getting a similar, it's a comparison question. He's asking, is there any chance of the Moto G4 Plus standing above the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3? I have to test the gaming review and then I'll know about the heating issues. But I feel the camera is better on this G4 Plus. So I know many people these days, the camera is really important. And I feel Motorola did a fabulous job with the camera, because it actually has laser autofocusing system and also face detect auto-focusing system, and generally we don't find this stuff at this low price point. So kudos to actually Motorola. And I can't believe that I'm saying this, because just 2 years ago I used to joke about the cameras on Motorola phones. Even the G2 had a very subpar camera, but now they have really worked on the camera, in my frank opinion. This is by Charan. He's asking, he says camera is his priority, ZUK Z1 or the G4 Plus. Is it worth waiting for the LE2 Pro's camera? I can't comment about the LE2 Pro. Obviously, when it comes, then I can see and compare its camera. Again, so I just don't want to comment about its camera just based on the specs. So when it releases, we'll test it. But between the ZUK Z1 and the G4 Plus, I feel the G4 Plus has a better camera. So guys, it's been over 30 minutes now. So I will be ending this live Q&A session. And do remember guys that we do this live Q&A session every Tuesday at 7 p.m. India time. So again guys, thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you next week. Thank you.